Do you all just feel like a fish wandering around in this pond of nothing? When you have eustachian tube dysfunction, you feel like that. You feel like I'm just wandering around. I don't know what I'm doing for myself. I don't know if what I'm doing is going to work. I don't know who to go see next, what to ask them, even if I find them. You're probably in this position. I can tell you right now, I was in this position. I didn't know who to start with. I would go to one doctor, they would tell me to go to another doctor, then they tell me to go to another doctor. And it's like, do you kind of feel like what is wrong with this health system, What is wrong? What is going on with it, I should say? Is there something I should be doing better on my end? Trust me, if there's something I should be doing better on my end, please tell me. And I know a lot of you are in this position right now. You are probably, obviously, you're still suffering. You're still not your fully self again. You're still trying to figure out what the heck's going on with me. You're probably in that spot right now. And you keep having these visions of yourself how you were before, how you could do these other things and you didn't feel anything. And it's similar to as you age, you're an athlete, um, you have this mirror, I guess you can say, or this resemblance of how you used to function, how your body used to function, and now you have to get used to this new norm. I'm going to tell you, throw that completely away. That's not what this is going to be. This is not what you have to adapt to. This condition makes you feel like, okay, this is my new norm. This is my body telling me I'm gravitating to this. There's no other way around this. I have to stay with the way my body is giving me now. This is what it's giving me. I would stay that way. I'm telling you that that is not the case. This condition, particularly eustachian tube dysfunction, I also cover tinnitus as well, and even TMJ because it's interlinked between those two as well, and even patulous eustachian tube disorder. That some of you have that as well too. But this is not going to be your new norm. This is not what I want you to accept as your new norm as well. I want you to not relate this to aging. The body's natural transformation of aging is the way it is. You can slow that down. Trust me. You can slow it down, but you cannot avoid it completely. This condition makes you feel like it's the same. It's like slowing the process down. When you have eustachian tube dysfunction, you feel like whatever you've been going through has been an extensive period of time, that now this is now going to be your norm and you must adapt to that. I told myself, I refuse to adapt to this. I cannot be like this. I cannot be all weird and jittery and weird and very common situations. I can't be this way. I can't be in a grocery store tripping out about my body. It's not normal. It's not something that I think any of you should be adapting to that norm as well. I can't avoid the mountains. It's a lot of beautiful places around the world and I can't avoid all these things. I can't avoid flights. I can't avoid mountains. I can't avoid long car rides and bus rides and boats. I don't want you to all think that that's the case. Now, some of you are probably feeling like you do need to do that because you've gone to the doctor's office, you've gone to multiple doctor's offices, and you've gotten multiple opinions with very little results back. And so now you're kind of you got this back against the wall mentality now where it's like, well, so and so isn't giving me or helping me really, so maybe this is the way it is. Maybe this is how I have to be now. And I can't fault you for thinking that way because I was the exact same way. I can't tell you how many doctors I've seen. I've gotten so comfortable with the staff in many places that it was like I was a norm, and I was. And I just kept telling myself, I can't adapt to this stuff. I can't adapt to this. And so you're getting results from your doctor's back, and it's not telling you much. It's telling you what your present state is, but it's not really like it's not giving you some good concrete evidence of what is really truly happening with you and how to even solve it. It's just presenting your current state with no resolution of anything on what to do other than probably take medication, and that's something that doesn't last very long. It's very costly, not very cost effective. And so you start to develop these new habits, and and it's just not beneficial for your body, it's not beneficial for your mind. But about that, as you do this, you start kind of embellishing what's happening here, and then you start looking back at your old self, and then now your mind is starting to overreact to how things used to be and how things are. And so it gets into the mental state. Think of it like that. Think of it as like it's seeping into the mental side of things. And once it gets there, it has full control of the operating system. This is what's not talked about in the doctor's offices. If I was an ENT doctor, I would spend more time talking about how this condition may breach into the operating system, but don't be alarmed. Once you're aware that it may go there, you can make some changes to adapt to it. You can make changes to possibly avoid it altogether because you're aware that the possibility is alive and well. So when seeking help isn't working, you become more anxiety based in your whole body now, because now it's like the help that I thought would help me isn't there, and now I don't know where to turn. And then the anxiety just increases, and now you're in this mode of I don't know what to do. So the anxiety increases, and then as time goes on with the anxiety, you start to nourish that anxiety and plant it and water it and keep it and cultivate it. It becomes depression now, and that's what this condition isn't talked about, the depressive manner of it. It's all about the ears and how to get infections away and how to do. Look, I talk about all these things, but I also harp on the mental side of things. And this is why people come to me and message me and email me, because of the mental side of things. Everybody can manage their ear, and if it was strictly a physical nature, if it was strictly a physical dysfunction, just that, I I can almost think with confidence. A lot of you can manage that. You can deal with that. Just like if you have a broken leg, you can deal with it. Oh, it's my leg that's broken. I see it. I feel it. I know it. I am trying to adapt to it. You can see. You can. You're taking this in. But when it's mental, it's hard. You can't reach it, you can't touch it, you don't see it, you just feel it, and you don't know where it's coming from. That is why this condition is incredibly hard to tell people that it's okay, just get by it, whatever. And this is why I saw this giant opportunity that needed someone to jump in and help, because this is what's not talked about. It's not very well discussed about the mental side. Even the videos, I even go across the platform here on YouTube and try to search other videos about this, and you don't hear anyone talking about the mental side of this condition. You just hear do the massage, lift the ear, raise the ear, look in the ear, flush the ear, all that is all great and dandy. But let's talk about the mental side of things. Let's talk about why this thing's lasting for 2 years. Let's talk about why the doctors can't figure it out. Let's talk about I've done all the tests, I've spent all the money, and I'm still in the same position. Let's talk about that. If a broken leg will still get you to point A and point B, you'd be much slower. You'll be hobbling, but you get there. And you won't get there with sadness. You'd get there with belief, because you can see it, feel it, and know where it came from. This is why this is so hard. And this is why I'm dedicated to make sure that everyone out there understands that this is going to go to your mental side of things if it stays around long enough. It gets comfortable, it plants its seed, it nourishes itself, it waters itself, it harvests itself, it grows into a big giant tree of depression. And that is why this condition of Eustachian Tube Dysfunction is still a mystery to many of you, because you don't have the resources or the help you need that explain that to you. You don't have a professional with a nice, bright, and shiny degree telling you that this will probably reach this will reach the mental side of things, and you need to be aware and be prepared for it. And that is why a lot of people come to people like myself, because that's not being talked about. It's only test, medication, and back here again in 2 weeks. This is what makes it hard to feel trustworthy in the process. And when you're not fully committed and trustworthy in the process, you're going to veer. And once you veer, it might be hard to bring you back. You might veer off to somewhere else and you can't come back. And I don't mean that derogatory, but I mean that in a sense that coming back, meaning yourself, becoming who who you want to be and who you need to be. And that's what I mean. This condition has led many people into a suicide realm. If it was just a physical nature, if it was strictly just physical, like a broken leg or something like that, I keep picking on broken leg, broken arm, broken leg, torn Achilles, whatever. This is one of those things that leads people into the deep end because they don't know where it came from, how long it's going to stay, and why am I this way. Those are the three things that causes this condition to be very dramatic. I've gotten messages from people that have told me personally, you are treating this thing like it's cancer. I'm treating this thing off of what people are telling me. And this is what people are messaging me. They're telling me these things. I'm not just on here talking strictly about my own situation and what I went through. I'm talking about what people are telling me they're going through. So this is factual. This isn't just reading charts. This is gazing into the sky and thinking this might be going on. This is factual. I have live, real, normal people messaging me daily about what they're going through, and then I sympathize with them because I went through it too. This isn't something I just dreamed. This is real life, and if it needs to be addressed like cancer, then it shall be, because everything hits when everything hits the mind, it's the same. You could be depressed about not being able to afford your rent, or you could be depressed about being left off the basketball team. Depression is depression. Doesn't matter what magnitude it is. I like action movies. John likes comedy movies. It's who the person is. And not one person can judge the magnitude of what another person and how they should embellish that. And that is why this condition will forever be something I discuss and talk about and deal with, because it doesn't have the data it needs for people to. Cancer is very well talked about and researched and of course the magnitude of that is evident, but I feel the research, the amount of people dealing with it, there's a lot of hands on deck with that. Trust me. Has it made changes? Has it improved people? Maybe, maybe not. That I won't go into. But this condition I see from my own eyes, and being a person being in the situation of many of you out there, I see where the lapse is, and that is where I'm focusing my energy, putting my energy where the lapse is and where it needs to be. And so that is really my spiel today. This isn't just knocking healthcare and the doctors and the hard-working men and women out there doing the best they can to help heal people all over the world. This is to say that there are some missing pieces along the way. You need more hands on deck, and I'm going to put my hands in the places where the data needs to be pulled in and distributed out to all the people out there who are laying in their bed from morning to night wondering what the heck's going on here. So I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I'll try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye Wellness Studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we're here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody.